So I was experimenting with the US Census API and Claude Code, and I had Claude Code build this census market dashboard for me. And I think it's pretty impressive being able to call on the API and select various metrics and visualize the data on this map. So I'll just walk you through what I set up here. So first, I'm going to select a state. So let's go with Florida. I'm going to select a county. And then I'm going to zoom into the map view here. And what it's been able to create is this choropleth map. So it just shows us various colors based on currently is the population growth from 2019 to 2024. So we can see about negative 8% all the way to about 25%. And we can toggle different metrics here. So we can look at median household income. We can look at the median rent, home value, unemployment, and it updates the map dynamically. And we can also switch the years. So let's say we just wanted to look at a year over year analysis, or the 3-year or the 5-year, we can do so. So let's just go back to population growth. So if I do 1 year, it's about negative 1% to 5%. And then we can begin to zoom in and see what particular counties are growing the fastest relative to others. And then you can obviously see as we update the metrics here, it shows us this 1, 3, 5-year overview. So we have year 1, the year 3, year 5 changes for the population growth. So let's say we want to see the unemployment or the vacancy. I don't have that set up just yet, but yeah, you can see different metrics such as median rent, for example. So what does that 1 year change? What does that 5-year change? And so on and so forth. And then down here are some other things that have been added that Claude Code set up for me. So you can toggle different things here. And it created some of these different metrics. So I had to create this key to actually understand what it was calculating. But again, some additional insight into a particular county. And then gives me an affordability gap, income distribution, and then a metric by metric comparison. And then the other thing I added in here was multifamily permits. Now this is just for the state of Florida data that I pulled. But I wanted to see the multifamily development, or at least get a sense of what that looks like. So I was able to pull in the permit data. It does take a second to load here, but you can see it gives me a year over year analysis. And so I can begin to understand somewhat of the multifamily development. And I also tied in new home data as well. So you can see all the new home developments, particularly in Florida. So you can kind of go down a rabbit hole here in terms of what data you want to see and just continue to build upon it. The next thing is, like I said, the new home data that's being layered in, and then the multifamily permit data. I also have some storage data that I'm pulling in as well. So yeah, it's really coming together in terms of a kind of comprehensive dashboard, and there's various use cases for this, but I'm using the US Census API to bring in a lot of the data. Some other things, just with the map, you can change the opacity, county borders, storage dot size. This is if I had the storage layer active, and then also the US, the census tracks. So this is like a more granular layer. So I can toggle that on. And this is really interesting when you want to get very specific. I'll have to change around with the map, but you kind of see if we just do population growth, let's set this to 1 year. We can see what census tracts are growing and what aren't, right? So negative 5% versus 24%. Okay, so that leads us to say what's going on in this particular area. So it's more defined than a county layer, but yeah, just wanted to showcase what you can build with the US Census. Typically, you'd have to call upon the API with Python, and then it was quite a learning curve getting all that set up, but now it's even easier as you're able to connect with Claude Code. And another thing I wanted to mention is I have Claude set up to connect to the API. And so I was giving just some different prompts here, but I'll show you connectors, and I have the US Census here. So I can call upon this data right here in the Claude application. So first prompt will just show me the 5 fastest growing counties in the past 2 years. So it gave me this data. These are very small counties, but you can, again, just continue to prompt it for whatever information you're looking for. So I said, provide the SIM analysis, but for Florida. So it gave me this, and then what counties have high median incomes and low unemployment. And then it further asked me, I had to pull in the BLS data, labor data. And so it gave me this output. So high median incomes and low unemployment. And so you can kind of just continue to go down a rabbit hole here with what you're looking for and the use cases in your real estate analysis, whether that's on the commercial side or if you're looking to buy a new house, you want to understand the market dynamics at play. This is what I would be using to do so. So yeah, let me know in the comments any questions you have, and look forward to discussing further.